So, as we're going down this timeline, by the 1920s, many scientists knew it was very hard to indicate the position and the momentum of the electrons at the same time. Because of this, the quantum model will predict the specific location of electrons. The region that the electrons has the highest possibility of being the electron cloud. So this quantum model is very excellent at predicting the certain parts of the structure of an atom and is used very often in quantum physics, one of the very modern parts of physics used today. The quantum mechanics is the study of the properties of matter using wave properties. These mechanics are also used to study the emission and absorption of light, which can lead to the discovery of lasers, which is why we chose the laser to kill these zombies as they're taking over our city.
As we discussed previously with the emission particles caused by the atomic nucleus, the nucleus contains positive protons and neutral neutrons that help determine the atomic number and mass of an element. Together, these protons and neutrons are referred to as nucleons that are bound together by a repulsive force. When this amount changes, a reaction occurs, releasing particles and kinetic energy. When the neutrons change, an isotope forms, which is a radioactive version of an element. When an element or isotope is radioactive, the particles are emitted from the nucleus, creating nuclear instability and radiation. When the substance loses energy, it is called radioactive decay. There are different types, such as alpha decay, beta decay, and gamma decay.
Alpha decay is when particles with two protons and neutrons are ejected from the nucleus. Once the particle is ejected, a new atom is formed. Next, beta decay is when the atom has too many protons or too many neutrons, so they are transferred into the other. So when the neutron turns into a proton, an electron is formed. Gamma decay is when the energy is emitted in the form of gamma rays. This occurs when it's in its excited state with too much energy. So when radioisotopes are unstable, they change into a new element to reach stability. The amount of time it takes for half of the atoms in the nucleus of the isotopes to decay is known as half-life. The rate of a radioactive substance decay is proportional to the amount of radioactive atoms in the substance.
When the nucleus of any element is struck by another nucleus, nuclear bombardment occurs, resulting in nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Nuclear fission is when a heavy nucleus splits, forming smaller nuclei, and nuclear fusion is when a nucleus combines with another nucleus. Both will release large amounts of energy. The nucleus will have an impact on its element's particles. These particles are portions of matter that can be detected through radiation detectors.
If a particle substance is unknown, it is referred to as elementary particles. Some types of elementary particles are quarks, leptons, and force carriers. Quarks consist of protons and neutrons. Leptons consist of electrons and antineutrinos, and the force carriers transmit forces between matter. Particles also have antiparticles, which is a particle of antimatter. Those quarks and leptons actually have identical antiparticles. When they collide with each other, they annihilate each other, creating photons of light. With enough energy, force carriers can also be created or destroyed in these particle-antiparticle pairs.
The nucleus is also applied in physics through linear accelerators, the synchrotrons, and the nuclear bomb, of course. Linear accelerators have numerous hollow tubes with a high frequency voltage. Once the tubes have a negative potential, the photons can accelerate through them, creating an electric field. These accelerators treat cancer patients through X-rays being delivered to the tumor. The synchrotron is a magnetic field that bends particles into a closed path increasing kinetic energy and particle acceleration to help enable construction of large-scale facilities. Finally, the nuclear bomb is a destructive force that can kill many creatures, so we are going to use it to kill these zombies once and for all.
3, 2, 1.